What's up, everyone? In this video, I want to talk about how I am kind of disappointed in my purchase of the iPhone 15 Pro. Now, let's go ahead and start off by saying that this phone is good, but I'm still disappointed. So you spend $1,000 on an iPhone 15 Pro, but I don't feel anything extra compared to a previous iPhone, even a couple of generations old. I have the iPhone 11, which is perfectly capable of doing what I need to do, and I don't see any meaningful improvements by switching over to the iPhone 15 Pro. Now, if you compare it even to last year's phone, to the iPhone 14 Pro, I mean, it's even more disappointing because that phone pretty much is the same thing as the iPhone 15 Pro. And the only real differences are the action button, which I really don't like. It's pretty much a non-factor. I never really have given much thought to it since I've gotten my iPhone 15 Pro. I rarely use it. I don't activate it. I have it set on the mute option. I haven't changed it to any other function like taking pictures or anything else, voice recording, anything like that. I am perfectly capable of leaving it to mute, just like the mute switch was before. This phone obviously is fast, has a nice camera, but nothing that's super crazy, super improved even to a couple of years ago. I could perfectly go on a normal day and switch over to the iPhone 11 and still feel I could do everything that I need to do, and there's not much difference. The cameras aren't that much improved. It's pretty much, we've gotten to the point where the iPhone is just super good. I don't think you should spend $1,000 on upgrading if you have any other iPhone that's, as long as it's not super old, you should be perfectly happy with it. It's not worth it. The iPhone 15 Pro is, it's a great phone, but when you compare it, nothing has really improved to make your user experience any better than it was before, especially with the iPhone 14 Pro. I mean, you got the USB-C charger, and there's nothing exciting about that. I use it strictly just for charging. And the action button, those are the only two real differences that you'll notice switching over from the 14 Pro over to the 15 Pro. And it hasn't been a life-changing experience, let me tell you. Sometimes I forget that what mode I'm in if I have if I enabled or disabled the action button. And but the thing, it doesn't really matter if you have it or not, because now Apple added the control center on and off switch button, and so it's like, what's the real point of having the action button on there if it's not a killer feature? Why are they charging $1,000 for it? It just really doesn't make any sense. It just feels like Apple is struggling to come up with new innovations. I think it's actually a good thing that the European Union made them switch to USB-C from Lightning, because it kind of gave them an excuse to kind of give out a new feature, because other than the action button, there's nothing else that they could really promote with this phone that would make users want to buy it. And they made it a point that the iPhone switched over to USB-C, but Apple didn't even want to do that. They were forced to do that because of the law or the rule that the European Union made them do the switch. Other than that, it was going to be very hard to sell this phone to people. This phone has, it's really beefed up. It has 8 gigs of RAM, which is awesome, but it doesn't really change how you use your phone. Most people are talking, texting, playing games, email, yada yada, YouTube, video, social media. It's not gonna, your experience is not gonna change just because you upgraded to the next year's phone. And even compared to my iPhone 11, I don't see much of a difference. The one thing I do like about the iPhone 15 Pro that I've noticed every single time that it happens is that you could have the option to have it stop charging at 80%, and that's going to make your battery life extend into the future. It's going to make it last, the battery health. But that's a superficial thing that you're not going to notice. It's something that happens in the background, and it's not even that exciting, but it's a useful thing that I'm noticing. Other than that, I do not really use the action button. I have no need for it. It's more of like a distraction thing because I don't know what mode the phone is actually in without, making a conscious effort to go check it. The USB-C is another thing that's just a background thing. You just plug it in and it charges. Most people don't even transfer files between the iPhone and a MacBook and a laptop and stuff. Only pro users, and what Apple means by pro users is people that just do video and photo editing. And most people aren't doing that type of stuff. Most everyday people are playing games and making calls and texting. That's about it. Watching videos. There's nothing else. They're not creating anything. They're consuming. And you can get a lot of devices could do that for a fraction of the $1,000 price tag. I really do not see any value that the iPhone 15 has improved upon that other previous iPhones have. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing. If the phone was way cheaper, then yeah, it would be a worthy upgrade for the price. But for $1,000, this definitely is a sign that Apple is slowing down in the innovation department. Having $1,000 price tag on last year's phone, except that you change the switch and you change the port, it really doesn't make it an improvement. It just kind of shows Apple's laziness, and it's that sucks because this phone is pretty good. I mean, you can't lie. Every iPhone that comes out is going to be better than the last, but is it worthy of an upgrade, and is it worthy of spending hundreds of dollars more to get it? I don't think it's worth it. This phone, obviously, you can see here that gaming is the same experience as it is on any other phone. People are going to use this phone and not really notice a difference if they came from a different iPhone other than super, super old ones. But, it comes at a cost. Yeah, it looks exactly like the iPhone 14 Pro. The iPhone 15 Pro is nothing spectacular, but it works really, really good. What can I say? But yeah, it's really making me nervous about what Apple's gonna do in the next couple of years. They really have to innovate to keep this thing going. And YouTubers will tell you to upgrade and tell you how nice it is, but honestly, coming from a regular person that has a full-time job, this really doesn't make it any different in my daily life. It really, really doesn't. It's a really expensive upgrade compared to what you're getting. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.